everyone, this is Jeff at Ferrari FXS. Hey, welcome back. We'll be changing the oil today on a 2012 Mercedes-Benz C300 with a 3.0 liter V6. We've got some other stuff coming up here in a few days. I've got a 360 coming in possibly on Saturday or Sunday, and we'll probably start doing some work on Monday the 8th. So stay tuned for that. I've got a few other things coming up besides that possibly, but as of now, that's the schedule for next week. We'll be doing a lot of videos on it. We got quite a bit of work to do. So anyway, we're going to go ahead and do this oil change on this, like I said, 2012 Mercedes-Benz C300 with a 3-liter V6. So the first thing we wanted to do is the car is warmed up. It's my son's car, so he drove it over, so it's already warmed up. But we're going to have to remove just loosen the cap here, so we can let it breathe. We'll pull the dipstick out slightly, so when it drains, like I said, it can breathe. We'll pull this cover off here. It just pulls straight up. I'm sure a lot of people have done these videos. But anyway, I'm going to do one. So anyway, pull the cover off, and that exposes your oil filter housing, which is right here. We'll remove that here in a little bit. But first thing we're going to do, we're going to raise it up. I'm going to drain it. A lot of people, will use the method of sucking it out, which, I mean, I guess that's all good and fine and dandy, but I personally feel like you're not getting everything out of it, because all the sediments in your oil pan are going to be at the bottom. And I feel that system doesn't work as well. I mean, it's what I know the dealerships and everything use most of the time. But anyway, I'm going to drain it from the bottom, and we'll do it that way. But anyway, we're going to go ahead and raise the car up. All right, so we've got it up in the air. I'm going to remove this under tray over here. And we're going to take this off right here to get access to the drain plug. Like I said, if you guys, a lot of dealers and that pull it from the top, so you don't have to do this. But we're going to go ahead and remove these, like number 8, 10mm screws. So we're going to remove all those. A few up front here also. So we're going to go ahead and remove this tray and then expose the plug. So anyway, we're going to go ahead and do that at this time. All right, so we've got the under tray off. Here's your drain plug right here. Probably like a 12 or 13mm, the way it looks. Let me get a socket here in a second, and I'll let you know. But this plug is pretty long. It's probably like over 1 inch long, so it's got quite a few threads on it. So we're going to go ahead and remove that. Like I said, the tray is over there. It looks like it's got some damage on it, but we're not going to mess with it. But we're going to go ahead and pull that drain plug and get going. All right, so I've got the plug here pulled out. We've got the oil draining. We're going to let that drain for a little bit. As you can see, like I said, the threads on this are pretty long. We're going to go ahead and change this gasket here. This is a crush washer. We're going to go ahead and put an O-ring on that. It looks like that's a little bit too big, so I don't know who's changed this in the last few times, but that is not correct on this. So anyway, we're going to go ahead and let this drain and put this back in. All right, so we've taken the crush washer off there, which has been well used, and we've got the O-ring set that came with the filter, and we put the O-ring on here. Don't forget to put some lube on this before you install it, and then we're going to go ahead and look up the torque. So we're going to go ahead and do that and get right back with you. All right. So we've got our new O-ring on there. We've oiled it up. It's still got a little bit, but it's coming to the tail up now. It's just dripping, so that should be good enough. We're going to go ahead and reinstall the drain plug here, and then we're going to torque it up to 22 foot-pounds, or I think it's 30 Newton meters, but we're going to do foot-pounds here. So we're going to do that. I'm going to move this out of the way, wipe this oil all off here. we're gonna have to. All right, so we've got our plug torque now. Like I said, that's kind of strong, the 22 foot-pounds. Anyway, we're gonna go ahead and put this cover back on and then lower the car. So we're gonna go ahead and do that. All right, so we've got this tray back on. Don't forget to tighten them all up. There's a couple little fingers up here that need to be tucked up, so don't forget to do that. They go on this forward tray, the lip. Yeah, so don't forget to put these little fingers up in there before you put the screws in. I'm missing one here. Oh, I forgot one. So we'll go ahead and install this one yet. All right, so that's installed. We're done with this, so we're gonna go ahead and lower it and then do the stuff on the top. All right, so we're back here on top, get the car lowered down. I've got the dipstick pulled up there. I'm gonna pull this cap off here, just set it right here. Matter of fact, I set it over here where it's out of the way. Loosen your oil filter cap here. Let it sit there and for a second or two. You may have some fluid that wants to drain back in there, so you don't make a mess. I'm gonna grab me a rag here and grab that. All right, so we're gonna wipe that off. We're gonna pull this out. Just tip this up real quick without trying to make too much of a mess. So I'm gonna pull this out. And I'll put it over here. I'm gonna look at this filter. So you wanna, basically when you take this out, you just wanna take a quick glance at it. Just make sure you don't see anything in the filter assembly, especially metal particles. If you see anything metal, you may have an issue. I mean, this looks pretty clean as far as material in it. So we're gonna go ahead and set that right there, let it drain. And then you're gonna change a couple O-rings. There's one right here, and you got two on the ends here. So we're gonna go ahead and remove these O-rings. They come in the kit, so we're gonna go ahead and replace those at this time right now. Okay, so we've changed our O-rings here. There's three. There's one here, and one here, and one here. Make sure that you have them in the proper grooves, because this one here, when you try to push it down, it may stop before this ridge here. So make sure it's in between the two. It's in this valley. So make sure that makes a big importance. I mean, it'll leak. It won't travel through the filter correctly. So once you get those on, lube them up with some new oil. You slide your filter assembly on. And then we'll go ahead and install this. And make sure it fits in there and threads in nice. You want to make sure it's seated when you're done. Okay, it's seated. It's nice and hand tight. Let me pull this off, and then we'll get the torque on it. All right, so we're going to go ahead and torque this. The torque is actually on the cap here. It's 25 Newton meters. All right, or let me see what that converts to. All right, so other than 25 Newton meters are 18 foot-pounds. So we're going to do the foot-pounds here. All right. All right, it's torqued. It's just this thing's kind of horrible, but it's 18 foot-pounds. All right. All right, so we're going to go ahead and put this Mobil 1 European Formula 0W40. It meets the Mercedes spec on the back here. So we're going to go ahead. It takes about 5 quarts, give or take how much it drains out. So your car may vary, but we're going to go ahead and put in about 3 or 4 quarts, check it, and then see where we're at, and then fill it up as required. So we're going to go ahead and do that right now. All right, so we've got the filter installed, torqued up, got our cap on, and then we've got a dipstick back in all the way. We put in like 6 quarts. It's on the lower side of the limit. But when we test, we leak check our filter, it's going to take some oil, and you're going to have to recheck it, so it'll probably drop the level. So you may have to top it off with another quart, half a quart, whatever it takes. Depends on your situation. So we're going to go ahead and turn it on, make sure our filter is nice and tight, make sure it doesn't leak. So we're going to go ahead and do that right now. All right, so we've got it running now. Our filter here assembly looks pretty dry, so I'm confident it's not going to leak. Like I said, make sure your caps are nice and tight, or it may trip a check engine light. And then we'll shut it off. We'll recheck the dipstick because, like I said, the filter is going to absorb some of the oil, and then that's going to drop the level. So we're going to go ahead and shut it off and check the level over here. All right, so we've got the cover back on, secured, and we're going to go ahead and close the hood and then reset the service interval. We're going to go actually use a scanner. There's ways to do it without the scanner, but it's kind of a pain in the butt. But I'm going to cheat. I'm going to use a scanner. So we're going to go ahead and get set up for that and show you how that's done. All right, so we've got our scanner plugged in, which I have a Think Car PD8. Go to maintenance, go to oil, hit OK. It says I'm gonna have to select the manufacturer. So hit Mercedes. Switch ignition is on. That's the VIN. Passenger car. Software reset. Automatic scan. Pulls up the VIN. Says it's C class 2012, which is all correct. Confirmation of general maintenance. So I've already reset it. It says 0 miles, so I would just hit next. Hit confirmation, hit yes, and then it would reset. So matter of fact, it's all been done. Like I said, it only works if you have this type of scanner. There's different ways to do this. It says service A, 0 miles since reset. Hit that. Let's see here. Yeah, it's general. It says it was reset. Service B. Reset. It says it was reset. I'm going to exit out of it. Get out of this completely, and then we'll start the car just to make sure that it's all been reset. All right, so this completes the service interval on the C300 2012 C-Class. All right, thank you, and watch us next time.